Next topic. BAS Bootcamp, Day 18 BAS Programming Overview Part 3 BAS Bootcamp, Day 18 Chaos Mode 10 with the BAS and the Niagara 4 Chicas uploadin', downloadin', and code sippin' on 40 Sci Boost. Y'all better strap in cause Day 18 done pulled up in the airbagged, chrome-laced, compressed air supercharger Impala and she ain't ridin' solo. I got the full crew ride-in shotgun today. Leah G grippin' the override lever in the front passenger seat, Miriama K tappin' through override points in the glove box, and the Tweedle twins, Lady Z and Sandra Z, lounged in the back seat like they own the PID loop settings. Sky B? She in the trunk wired up to the BACnet trunk line, literally, like a diagnostics ferry with a twisted multimeter halo. Download vs upload like nitrous and boost. Let's break this down like we got a laptop in one hand and a half-burnt relay in the other. Now in the world of Niagara 4, download don't mean TikTok files, baby, it means you push code to the controller. That's right. Like crankin' 40 Sci of boost through that compressor into a cold cast iron block, you're injecting that sweet logic into the JACE. But upload? That's pullin' it back from the controller, like yankin' a data logger out a tweaked manifold just to see why your AFR's spittin' sideways. Mistake alert, if you confuse upload with download like Leah did last week. You ain't just blowin' your tune, you bricked the whole controller, and Sky had to do a wire dance to pull the project out of limbo. Compiled vs lib programming static drop vs real-time bag adjustments. Now listen here. Full in with compiled programming is like setting your airbag ride height at the shop. Gotta make sure everything's buttoned up before you roll. Gotta build the code like you're torquing your boost controller. Then validate it like check-in for leaks before first boost. Finally, download it, smash that deploy button like you're slamming a burnout box. But with lib programming, Niagara 4's specialty, that Impala's droppin' and risin' while you drivin' down I-40. You change code. The JACE feels it immediately. But beware, you change the wrong value live. Boom, Tweedle. Sandra's chillin' in a 38 degrees Fahrenheit supply duct with no reheat and a frozen sweet tea. Code libraries, the Chicas glovebox of doom. Let's say you're tired of rewriting that lead/lag code every dang project like Miriama writing her name in every Taco Bell guest book. That's where code libraries come in hot. With Niagara 4, you encapsulate that juicy logic into folders or blocks, kinda like customizing your own NOS tank mount. Name it, save it, and boom, it's now a reusable snippet. Toss it into your next project like Sky tosses glitter on a fresh override panel. And if Niagara's kit control don't have what you need, and baby, sometimes it don't, then create your own blocks and share 'em with the team. Just like we share nitrous bottles, busted relays, and burnout marks. JJ's code deployment tips printed on the glovebox lid. Always know what software means by upload/download, like knowing which direction your fuel lines run. Never compile code with missing links, it's like launching without tightening your lug nuts. Use code libraries and snippets, save your brain for real problems, like why your temp sensor thinks 140 degrees Fahrenheit is normal. Respect live code changes or end up like Leah, who once deleted the heating loop while Sky was inside the Ahu. Final chaos thought, programming ain't just clickin' blocks, it's racing through logic at 140 miles per hour in a twin snorkel airbagged beast with mismatched chrome and data loggers for cup holders. You wanna win? Learn when to floor it, when to log it, and when to upload before you download, baby. So next time someone asks, you got that controller programmed? Tell 'em, yeah, and the Chicas in the Impala signed off on the code validation. Stay wild. Stay wired. Stay BACnet compliant. See y'all on day 19. The BAS Chaos Coordinator Alice's download disaster in Wonderland, down the rabbit hole of code, chaos, and catastrophic uploads. One dreadfully dull afternoon, Alice was reading the world's most boring programming manual when zoom, the white rabbit sprinted past, his pocket watch flashing syntax error, as he screamed, "I'm late. My code won't compile. My download is uploading." Before Alice could ask what's a JACE, She tumbled after him and landed in Code Wonderland, where nothing compiled and everything threw exceptions. The Mad Hatter's deployment tea party. Alice found the Mad Hatter, March Hare, and Dormouse having tea at a table made of broken motherboards. "Welcome to the Git tea party," the Hatter cackled, pouring tea that kept switching between Java and Python. "We take our commits with extra merge conflicts here." The Dormouse was asleep inside a USB port, snoring, ZZZ. Segmentation fault, ZZZ, kernel panic, ZZZ. Alice sipped from a cup labeled "Drink Me," pseudo RMRF poof. Her shoes turned into binary code. The Cheshire Cat's confusing commit. The Cheshire Cat appeared, but only his smile and a dangling pointer. "I'm your memory leak," he grinned. "Sometimes I compile, mostly I cause buffer overflows." Alice tried to debug him. Stack Overflow. Her arms turned into recursive functions. Tweedle Push and Tweedle Pull's repository fight. Tweedledee and Tweedledum were wrestling over a giant GitHub repository. "Force push master branch," screamed Dee, rewriting history like a madman. "Rebase everything," shrieked Dum, creating merge conflicts that smelled like burnt ram. The Queen of Hearts stormed in waving a rubber duck debugger. "Off with their commits," she roared. The King sighed, "Just use feature branches, dear." The White Rabbit's runtime race. The White Rabbit kept running in circles shouting, "The race condition! The race condition! My threads are all out of position. Deadlock! Deadlock! Why won't this mutex unlock?" Suddenly kernel panic. The Duchess's flamingo ate the stack pointer, making all the variables turn into nan. The caterpillar's cloud problem. The caterpillar sat on a mushroom smoking blockchain vapor, blowing smoke rings that formed AWS error messages. "Who are you?" he asked lazily. I am trying to deploy this microservice," Alice stammered. "Wrong, container." He exhaled, blowing a smoke ring that looked like a Kubernetes pod crash. "Your cluster is showing." The playing cards production disaster. The ace of spades tried pushing to prod boom. The database turned into soup. "IT worked in Docker," he cried as the knave of hearts stole his .env file. "Alice fixes things, kinda." Alice ate a magic mushroom labeled Ctrl+Z and drank from a bottle that said rollback deployment. She grew recursively and rebooted the Mad Hatter's broken server, which was really a Raspberry Pi cluster. "Hello world." Everything came back online. The White Rabbit cheered, the Cheshire Cat reappeared, still leaking memory, and the Queen declared, "Now we play croquet with containers." The end? Or just until the next CI/CD pipeline fails. Coding lessons from Wonderland. Commits are like the White Rabbit, always late and full of bugs. Branches are like the Mad Hatter, completely nonsensical. Production is like the Queen, off with your head if you break it. P.S. Don't let the Jabberwock near your Kubernetes cluster, he'll replace all your pods with chaos monkeys. Next time, Alice's framework fiasco, where dependencies clash and packages vanish into the void. Next topic. Number 159 N4 Tridium Niagara, graphics for site from BACnet values. What's crackin', folks? The boss here in the driver's seat of our compressed air supercharged Impala. Yep, that's your FT700 Plus ECU style ride powered by Niagara 4, the framework developed by Tridium, and the BACnet, building automation and control networks. Chicas are on board. Picture this, Leah G up front guiding the graphics like the ECU managing timing, Miriama K back left tuning slot logic like precise fuel mapping, Sky B back right organizing data like a mass airflow sensor, and Tweedle twins Lady Z and Sandra Z ride in the trunk orchestrating navigation trunks, because yes, your ride's only as smooth as your interface's layout. We're talking airbagged suspension levels of smooth control and turbocharged comprehension at every twist and turn. Alright, onto the new video, graphics for site from BACnet values. This Dizigo system was obsolete, so we pulled all its AHU points in via BACnet into Niagara, and created graphics for each unit. Even with 15 plus AHUs, we maintain one template graphic that dynamically links to different Niagara slots using relative referencing, so AHU 11 and AHU 12 use the same graphic file and slot structure. Hit Revitalize ORDS, and your PX file updates live from the point folder. No more copy-paste. This is efficient ECU-style scripting, done once and deployed site-wide. Want to flip AHUs? Click the drop-down. AHU 12 now populates live. Need to edit? In edit mode you adjust the slot sheet view, rebind relative data, and it updates across every plant. That's using compressed air supertouch innovation. Build once, deploy everywhere, and let it ride under pressure. Each plant room, floor, chiller, fan coil, meter, even the roof void HVAC units all neatly laid out. Pop-up info panels give temperatures, humidity, pump statuses, alarms, leaks, fire alarm, district heating, chilled water, LTHW, trace heating. Navigation bars show floors and zones consistent across every page. That's not chaos, it's strategic friction, keeping engineers grounded but in control. This is airbagged suspension level UX, unpredictable sites handled with cushion, consistency, and structure, all while they think they're working in Wonderland, not on a racetrack. We don't just copy Desigo, we improve it. We give engineers more, deeper data, better visuals, intuitive navigation. We guide, not impose. Like playing to their fantasies, we let them feel like they built the site interface, while we quietly steer everything from behind the scenes. That's leadership. You create the environment, let them explore it, and by the time they know what happened, they believe it was their idea. That's how you rule a site or even a wonderland. Want that scene where Alice uses these tactics, deploying her own fantasy narrative to calmly control the court's proceedings? I'll show how she commands Wonderland without ever raising a sword. Hit like, subscribe, and let's keep building interfaces that drive site efficiency as reliably as an FT700 plus fires down force. Alice's Niagara Adventures in Wonderland, A Graphic Revolution, or How Alice Tamed the Jabberwocky of BACnet with Mad Hatter Logic and Queen of Hearts Flair, Chapter 1, Down the BACnet Rabbit Hole. Alice was bored. Dreadfully bored. Her sister's textbook on rational building automation had all the excitement of a damp Bob box. But then zoom, a white rabbit in a Tridium certified vest sprinted past, screaming, "I'm late. I'm late. My graphics won't populate." Curious, and mildly concerned about OSHA compliance, Alice gave chase only to plunge into a server rack. Whoosh! She tumbled past cascading Niagara wire sheets, dodged rogue MSTP packets, and landed splat in the compressed air supercharged Impala, where the BACnet chicas were mid-debate. Leah G, shotgun, the Mad Hatter's ECU relative referencing, or off with your head. AHU 11 is AHU 12's twin, not its doppelganger. Miriama K, back left, the Caterpillar's PID loop. Who are you to hardcode values? Dynamic slots or vanish like a COV subscription. Sky B, back right, the Cheshire Cat's terminal block graphics should grin, then disappear, but leave the data behind. Tweedle Twins, Trunk, the Red Queen's fuse box navigation bars first. Then roses. Then blood. Chapter 2, The Tea Party of Template Chaos. The Impala screeched into the Mad Hatter's Tea Party, now a Niagara dev mode free-for-all. The March Hare smashed a keyboard, yelling, "Why is a raven like a writing desk? Why won't this SVG scale?" The Dormouse snoozed in a .ntpl file, muttering, "Slot, sheet, zzz." The Hatter waved a broken watch, time's irrelevant. But latency? Unforgivable. Alice's power move, Law 32, play to fantasies, gentlemen, she declared, "I am the dream inspector from the land of unified graphics. The Queen demands all AHUs bow to one template, or face execution by redundancy." The Hare gasped. One template. But our PX files are chaotic as a BACnet broadcast storm, Alice smirked. Exactly. Let me bless your graphics with relative paths. Chapter 3, The Queen's Croquet Trial, now with live data binding, the Queen of Hearts, aka Legacy Desigo System, roared, off with their trend logs. These new graphics look nothing like my precious 1995 UI. Alice's Gambit, Law 27, cultivate a need. She knelt, whispering, Your Majesty, what if you invented this? Imagine, your engineers believe they designed it, while you rule from the shadows. The Queen's eyes gleamed. Proceed. Alice deployed, dynamic drop-downs, click here to feel powerful. The Knave of Hearts wept as Ahu 12 loaded instantly. Pop-up alarms, a mystical box appears when temps spike like your temper, my queen. Flamingo navigation bars, paint them red to honor you. Chapter 4, The Griffin's UX Revelation. The Griffin, the site's alarm manager, squawked, but how do we maintain this? Alice grinned, like the Hatter's tea, endlessly refillable. Edit one slot sheet, and poof. The Cheshire Cat's grin split the screen as 15 Ahus updated at once. Chapter 5, Alice's uncrowned victory. As the Jabberwocky of legacy systems crumbled, its frame errors no match for Tridium's templating, Alice addressed Wonderland, your fantasy. Control. My fantasy? You believing it was your idea? The White Rabbit reappeared, now holding a Brother P-Touch labeler, the real magic? Documentation. The end, until the next firmware update, post-credit scene. The Caterpillar, vaping XML smoke rings, who are you, to ignore CSS? Alice, I prefer inline styles. Fight me. Cue the Dormouse snores, the Queens execute the margin padding, and the Impala peeling out trailing a cloud of BACnet whois requests. Moral, in Wonderland and Niagara, the best graphics make chaos feel like choice. Want the eatme/.ntpl file template? CO keywords, hashtag Niagara for BACnet. Alice in Wonderland building automation. Mad Hatter UX Tridium JJth Boss graphics templating Wonderland wiresheets. Next topic. The Boss presents, BAM TV episode number 158, Niagara 4 navigation gone wild in the FuelTech FT700 Plus Impala, location, bouncing through back roads in the airbagged and compressed air supercharged 1964 Impala outfitted with a FuelTech FT700 Plus ECU that don't just manage spark and fuel, it tells BACnet who's boss. The boss, yelling over the screech of boosted gears and a holographic Niagara 4 dashboard flippin' like a pinball machine. Alright, buckle up, buttercup. Y'all ever tried to build PX navigation in Niagara 4 while racin' uphill in an air-slammed Impala with Miriama K spill and float values out the glove box? This episode, we ain't messin' around, we slicin' through the BAS fog with logic blades sharpened by Tridium's own code elves. The Impala jerks sideways as Sky B accidentally presses the override all switch while trying to fix his backwards digital output in the trunk, which is now a dedicated Boolean zone. Chapter 1, Navigation ain't no PX include party, it's tactical deployment. See, I don't run PX include like them corporate suits. Nah. I run separate PX navigation files front, back, top, bottom, just like I set up Leah G, Miriama K, and Sky B inside this ECU fried ride. Leah G, driver seat front NAV logic. She's my sensor queen, 1K nickel. Never lies. Miriama K, passenger seat left NAV writable float, constantly tweaking setpoints like she changin' radio stations. Sky B, trunk right NAV digital output only. On or off? Or confused? Usually all three. Tweedle Zee, rear left, floorboard bottom NAV comparator block princess, throw in tantrums over end.